Hello, Facebook friends and family. How are you guys doing today? I hope that everyone is doing wonderful and swell. Per usual, on this good Saturday morning, it is April the 19th, 2025, and it is 7:20 a.m. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning. I just got up out the bed though and threw this on and stuff and threw my wig on, got myself together, brushed my teeth and everything like that, which I almost just threw up about 20 times because I was brushing my tongue, and I really hate when that happens. Like, I just was doing a little bit too much. I guess the toothbrush was going a little bit too far back, but I caught it. It says, but it ain't say that. I caught it every time. But anywho, my Walmart delivery just got here, and as I was stating in one of my videos yesterday, I had to make a pan of dressing for somebody today, as well as a pan of seafood pasta salad. So my ingredients has got here. And yes, a bitch goes to Walmart or shops at Walmart. I am never too good for great value. I had to give me some tea. But anywho, I said I was probably going to go live a minute when I actually do start preparing the seafood salad. Got a few bags of shrimp. These are already cooked and deveined with the tail on and everything like that. But I am still going to cook the shrimp. Like, I cook shrimp as well as I cook raw shrimp. But for my seafood pasta salad, I don't like to use raw shrimp, because a lot of people are allergic to raw shrimp. They can eat the pre-cooked shrimp, but the raw shrimp be fucking them up. So when I make seafood pasta salad and the shrimp is supposed to, get cold and everything like that, I like to use the shrimp that's already cooked. And I still cook these before I chop it up and put it in my seafood pasta salad as well. So I got 2 bags of that. These are extra large shrimp, so they're not no little baby shrimp that you're not going to be able to taste or see. These are extra large shrimp, and they're going to be inside the seafood pasta salad. Then I have some packs of chicken gizzards, because my grandma always taught me to cook the chicken gizzards in the dressing. For the dressing. I do not use Swanson's chicken broth or nothing like that. I clean these gizzards, I cook them, I make sure I season the water very, very well so that it can make a very good broth. And then I chop these up and put them inside of the dressing, inside of the cornbread after I make it. So I got my handy dandy packs of chicken gizzards. I only need 2. This is a small pan of dressing. Then I like to go to the meat market and get my smoked turkey, but since I don't have a car and I'm not able to go to the meat market, Walmart comes through with the turkey for my greens. Let's see, guys, what else? Okay, those is bananas and stuff. I got that for my baby when he wake up. Can't make cornbread without the milk. Inside of my cornbread, I like to use Martha White buttermilk cornmeal mix. However, they didn't have that, so they substituted it for me for the regular Martha White cornmeal mix or whatnot. So this is what I use to make my cornbread, to make dressing. Self-rising. It got to be the self-rising, because I don't use like baking powder, baking soda, and all that type of stuff. But I still want my cornbread to rise. So you got to make sure you get the self-rising cornmeal mix as well as the self-rising flour. So then all you need to do is add the eggs, the milk, and, chop up the onions, the green peppers, and everything. Bake the cornbread. And then let it cool for a minute. Chop it up, mix it up, break it up, let it cool for a minute. Then you come in with the chopped up gizzards and the chicken broth and everything like that. You mix everything together. But I'm going to break that down in a later video. I had to give my baby some Oreos. It was a must. He been asking me for Oreos. Even though he just had an Oreo McFlurry. My friend had brought him some chocolate chip cookies and stuff yesterday. My baby wants some fucking Oreos. So I got them. Let's see. But I got him fruits and vegetables too, so don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. The orange and red peppers are for the seafood pasta salad. I like my seafood pasta salad to be very, very colorful. The onions and the green peppers are over here. I got us some oxtails too because we're going to eat some oxtails and some greens and some stuff for dinner. The big kids ain't here, but I'm pretty sure they're enjoying themselves at their dad's house. And I need a break from them motherfuckers anyway. People been criticizing my parenting and shit, and I said I need a break from my motherfucking kids. But like I said, my daughter about to turn 18 in September. Ask her when she ever been away from me. All 18 motherfucking years, I done had sis. And I ain't complaining because I love my kids. And I roll with them any day. But I want a break. The tricolor noodles. This is tricolor rotoni. This is also what I like to use for my seafood pasta salad. It makes it very colorful. They are orange, yellow, and green, and that's because it's made with like carrots, zucchini, and something else. Tomatoes, carrots, zucchini, spinach, and things like that. So the seafood pasta salad be very, very healthy. And again, I got the colorful peppers to go in it as well. So it looks really pretty when I'm done with it. And then I got the regular green peppers to cut up and put in my dressing. So I'm going to do all that later. I like the lemons for my tea. And to make lemonade. I like to make homemade lemonade too. So I am getting ready to make the dressing and the seafood pasta salad. But I also wanted to talk about something too. I'm a little bit hot. I think I closed the windows last night when me and Mally got ready to go to sleep. But that's because I don't want nobody opening them up. It's just me and my baby in here and shit. However, yesterday I was talking to my friend and we were talking about holidays, and I was telling him I don't celebrate pagan holidays. But I believe in God. So when Easter comes around and stuff, like, no, I don't care to do Easter egg hunts and buy Easter baskets and things like that, but I make them bitches and sell them because y'all like to buy them. And like as far as my kids, if they, first of all, I got big ass teenagers. They don't really care to get no fucking Easter baskets. I mean, sometimes you got the people who be making the big Easter baskets, and I did that one year. Like when I filled it up with stuff from Victoria's Secret, real pretty notebooks and glasses and things like that for teenagers. I did that for my kids one year, as well as I made baskets and sold them. But now I don't really care to make baskets for my kids. Because, yes, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I believe that he died for our sins and things like that. I believe he rose from the dead 3 days later. And I believe that for very personal reasons of things that I experienced myself. And that's what made me a believer in God in the first place. So, of course, I believe in the Easter concept. But when you dig a little bit deeper into that, what the fuck do the Easter bunny and the Easter eggs really got to do with God and Jesus? Not a motherfucking thing. That's why I don't care to buy Easter baskets. It's not that I don't believe in God. Same thing for Christmas. Christmas, we're supposed to be celebrating the birth of Jesus, right? So I don't really care about talking about Santa Claus and Christmas trees and all that type of stuff. However, if you buy my kids gifts, of course I'm going to let them accept them. Shit, sometimes it's Christmas. It might be something on sale, and if I got it, I might want to buy the shit. But am I going to stress myself out about, oh, it's Christmas time. I need $2,000 per kid, $3,000, $4,000 per kid because it's Christmas time. I ain't none of my kids named Jesus Christ. So what the fuck I need to go all out for Jesus' birthday for my kids on Christmas? It don't make no sense. If you got multiple kids, when it's one of your kids' birthday, you ain't going all out for the other kid on the other kid's birthday. They gotta wait their turn till their birthday come around. And most people who do that, the kids be too spoiled and they be fucked up and they don't know their own individual selves. But hey, Aunt, I'm gonna have some extra left over too if you really do want some dressing. I'm gonna have some left over. And yes, I was just saying, like, and you got kids, you know, that's how I feel about Christmas and Easter. Do I banish the holidays? No. Do I tell my kids that they can't believe in it? No. But I break the shit down for them so that they understand it. That's just like Santa Claus. I don't teach my kids to believe in Santa Claus. But neither do I teach them to go to school and tell other people, kids, not to believe in Santa Claus. Because every household is different. Just because I don't teach my kids to believe in Santa does not mean I tell them to go to school and be like, Santa Claus not real. Because some people teach their kids to believe in Santa Claus. So I don't kill joy for everybody. You get what I'm saying? My mama didn't teach me to believe in Santa Claus, but I know who Santa Claus is. Ever since I was a kid, I knew that Santa Claus was not real. My mom used to work at Lear. My mom used to work at Hostess. My grandma worked at Hostess. My Uncle Maurice worked at Hostess and Lear too. Like, they had jobs, they went Christmas shopping, and they bought us shit, and I knew it. I never once believed in Santa Claus, and we had a fireplace in our motherfucking house. So that's what I be saying. It's not that I don't believe in God, because if you watch any of my videos, then you can clearly see that I believe in God. I give God the highest praise every fucking day. And I say all the time that I'm godly. So don't mistake me saying I don't celebrate Christmas and Easter the way that you guys do as me not believing in God. However, some people are just stuck in their ways and stuck in traditions and old habits that they don't know anything but pagan holidays. And I'm not knocking you for that, because I was the same way too. You live and you learn. And everybody is on different levels, different timelines and everything like that. So I never force my beliefs on anybody. I just don't. Yeah. So, I just had to get that out just in case people were confused. Like, I don't be wanting people to think like that, especially when you get ready to talk to people or maybe go into relationships or dating and things. And I got kids, other people may have kids. They probably like, I don't want her teaching my kids not to believe in Christmas. And I never said I didn't believe in Christmas. If we were to live together and get married and you wanted to buy Christmas gifts every year, go ahead. Just don't expect me to be buying a whole bunch of Christmas gifts and shit like that, because I don't celebrate it that way. But you want to have a nice family gathering and cook some food, and you done bought all these gifts or something, I can go cook the food and shit for the family and all that. I ain't got a problem. It's just don't be expecting me to buy all those gifts, because why? Like, all that money people be spending on Christmas gifts, we can invest it in something. Buy kids a house or something so that they can start generating rent from it. They can go shopping every month. You get what that's the shit I be saying. But people be so ready to bash me for some reason. And I just do not get that shit. Like, it's just like if I say something, somebody want to have something to say to combat what I said. And that is so crazy to me. I love God. It shows. I love people. I love y'all. But just because we don't think the same, don't mean that I think less of you, or that you should be thinking less of me, or that you should be thinking that I'm crazy. That's just like different religions. Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate holidays like that either. Muslims celebrate things in a different way. Everybody is different. So why do people get mad at me when I'm regular black, not no religion or anything like that, and I just don't care to celebrate that shit the way that y'all do? However, I acknowledge God every day. That is crazy to me. But yeah, that's why I forever remain blessed. And I don't really be tripping about nothing. So, y'all had to give me some chocolate chip cookies. See me and my baby with the cookies? But yeah, that was the same thing I was saying about parenting. Like, I love my kids unconditionally. That don't mean I don't want to break from them. And my baby daddy, he ain't never really had to be a parent. Even on the times when he was able to come through financially, he's never been the one to be a parent, build a bond with the kids and things like that. So therefore, you go ahead. Like, now it's becoming the end of the school year. For example, my daughter is a senior. Well, her dad is supposed to be doing everything for her for prom. I'm not taking that away from him. But don't be pretending like I'm an unfit parent and I haven't been doing for my kids ever since they've been in school. You just happen to be buying a prom dress. Now, this is the end of school. Meaning graduation, prom, ceremonies and shit like that. This is the end. But if Lex want her daddy to be involved and he want to be there show stopping and shit like he been a part of this whole time, y'all go ahead and do that. That's what I was telling my friend. Like, I don't even... I'll watch my daughter get dressed or whatever. She's beautiful. I like all of her pictures and everything like that. But her and her daddy can go ahead and if she want to leave from her daddy house and have problems send off from over there, I'm not interfering with that. Go ahead. Let him be a parent. He ain't used to this shit. You get what I'm saying? Even like to the daddy daughter dances and shit that he did go to back in the day, I had to tell him to go. I bought the tickets, I bought the outfits and everything like that. And I'm like, here, today's your daddy daughter dance with the girls. Can you show up? Like, I'm tired. I deserve a break. I deserve vacations and everything like that. And go be a parent. Your daddy, I done gave him plenty of time to live La Vida Loca. Create more kids, go get married, travel the world, party it up, do whatever the fuck he wanted to do, however he wanted to live his life. Me being his first baby mama, I stepped the fuck back and let him do all of that shit. So now, get your motherfucking kids. And I don't feel bad about it. You know how many people get their kids for the summer? Or they go live with their daddy for the year? Or something like that? So, I've always had my kids. Why the fuck should I feel bad by saying y'all should go live with y'all daddy for the summer? To next school year? Or he could take y'all to school for the rest of this school year? Like, damn, be a parent. I had to do it. And still have to do it. So, when people be judging me when I say you can get the fuck out and go to your daddy house, bitch, you can get the fuck out and go suck a dick too if you feel like you judging the way that I criticize my parents. Bitch, you was not with me shooting in this motherfucking gym. They was. The kids. So, no. Another thing that I wanted to talk about too was like I was saying DoorDashing. I was talking about DoorDashing with my friend yesterday as well. And like taking my money, getting me a car and DoorDashing and shit like that. And he was like, DoorDashing don't make no money. That's where I gotta stop, motherfuckers. Because granted, I was able to DoorDash for like 4 months straight. Right? And this was like the beginning of last year. It took me 2 months to get on a routine to figure out DoorDashing. Like I had to figure out the good times to start DoorDashing. Lunchtime, and really in the morning. People, let me help the DoorDashers. People who, because I was a top dasher. Those little 4 months, I was a top dasher. So you find out what times people go to work. When people get to work, they be wanting to eat. When it's lunchtime, they ordering food. But when it's after work time, it's kids. They're ordering food or their parents is ordering food for them. Okay? So you find out the good times. And then the areas. Like, it's one thing to DoorDash on the west side. But when I was DoorDashing on the east side, that's when money was coming for me. And that's why they stopped my DoorDash when I was DoorDashing on the east side. They hated for me to DoorDash on the east side because I can actually make pros. And it's a routine to this shit. You got to fill up your car and then start doing your DoorDash so that you can actually make the money, generate the money before you have to start putting gas back into your car. Because if you start with like a quarter tank or a half a tank, you spending more money on gas than that you're making by delivering the food. Sometimes you're going to deliver far. So you need to start off with a full tank of gas, and that's how you make your pros for the day. As well as people be judging areas. The east side, they spend a lot of money when it comes to DoorDash. It's a lot of restaurants on the east side, and people be thinking that they like poverty over there and shit. Like, no, them young niggas spend money when it comes to DoorDash. You DoorDash into the dispensaries, you DoorDash into other restaurants from other restaurants, you DoorDashing. These kids, they love ordering food. Dope dealers, they ain't got no cars and shit, they love ordering food. Or it ain't even the fact that they don't got no cars. They don't want to leave the trap house for a minute. They don't want to leave the spot. You driving it there. You driving into the hair salons or the people who do hair from their house and shit. The east side is where it's at. And it's on and popping when it comes to the food and DoorDash because they keep the shit in rotation. So I was learning the east side like that. And I had only lived over there for a little while. But after 2 months, I had got me a routine. So therefore, I was able to see money. But you got to think about this shit too. I was also traveling around with my kids. So I'm buying food for 5 kids and everything in the midst of DoorDashing. So granted, I'm making money. I'm taking money too. And they were saying like you can't even make $2,500 a month with DoorDash. But yes, you can. I've made $2,500 a month with DoorDash. Yes, I have. And granted, it's wear and tear on your car. Everything is wear and tear on your car. And people be thinking like, oh, you got to drive here, you got to drive there. No, especially like talking about the east side. These motherfucking orders coming quick. You going Papa's Coney Islands, Sister Girls, and all that. You going to Captain Jet, and they right there. Boom, boom, boom. The house is right there. Boom, boom, boom. So really, you done made $25 an hour, and you been in this same area. You done used about $6 worth of gas. So you do got $20 worth of pros. And when you able to just go through the day straight like that, that's how you make your money. So it's ways around it, and it's a program tool. You have to figure out your way when you're doing any and everything. So if you did have to, and DoorDash isn't a main job, it's like a side hustle. But if you had to use it as your main source of income, you definitely could. It depends on your area, your car size. If you DoorDashing in an SUV, you wasting your motherfucking time. If you're DoorDashing in a regular size compact car, you're making your pros. And if you got an electric car, you even doing better. So it's everybody's situation. It's your area and everything like that. I live in the city. So usually the city is more active than if you lived in like the suburbs or, you know, something like that. However, the suburbs, they tip higher because they're in the suburbs. So the tips are usually more. But then if you're in a city, it's more orders. So the tips don't really matter. You get what I'm saying? If they giving you $2 tips, $1 tips, $3 tips, that shit add up because there's so many of them doing it. But when you go out to the suburbs, you might get a $7 tip. But you might only get 3 orders in an hour. In the city, you could get 7. It depends. So everybody got to find out how they shit work. You get what I'm saying? So you can't knock it till you try it. But then there's like Lyft. You make your money faster when you're lifting. You don't got to get out the car. You're not waiting on orders. You dropping people off, moving to the next. Dropping people off, moving to the next. So it was easy for me when I was doing that shit in rotation too. But again, I never had the opportunity to not be rotating with the kids. I'm still feeding them throughout the day. Sometimes they in the car with me while I'm doing the DoorDash and everything. So you can't say you can't make money by doing it. It's just with the circumstances that you are left with. And I was explaining that to him yesterday too. Like, damn, I couldn't even take my kids out to their fucking daddy house so I could DoorDash. And it's one thing with DoorDashing with Mally. Mally is little. It's only one him. I can grab him a kid's meal of some sort and cool. You know, I can go without eating till I'm done DoorDashing. But I can start the day, grab Mally some food. He sit in the car with me while I do my DoorDashes or whatever. I make the money. I feed my baby. I can do what I need to do for him and go on about my day. He don't have a daddy he got a daddy, but his daddy don't take care of him whatsoever. Like, we don't even got no contact information on him. So that's my baby. You get what I'm saying? But for my kids who have a dad, Mari is the same way. But Mari, I let Mari go to Al's house with Al and my big kids when they go over there. And that's what I'm saying. Take your fucking kids. I gave you the opportunity to do whatever the fuck you want to. You supposedly got studios, had this, had that. You ain't never had your fucking kids. Take your fucking kids. And then give me the opportunity to do the shit that I want and need to do. I could go travel with my son. I could do anything I need to do with him, actually. So don't be saying like you should never have that baby because you keep it. No. I could do whatever I need to do with Maddie. Worry about your kids. Take your kids. You get what I'm saying? I was breaking that down to my friend yesterday. And I don't feel bad. I'm unapologetic about telling the motherfucker to come get his kids and raise them. Especially, they're getting older. They're teenagers now. Again, like I said, Lex is about to be 18. Mira's about to be 17. Lily's about to be 15. These kids all less than basically 5 years away from 20. It's your turn now. They're about to be adults. I've been doing this shit by my motherfucking self. Even if people want to say, well, you lived with Al Mama for a certain amount of time. I still had houses in the midst of that. Still was taking care of my kids in the midst of that. I do need time. I was still taking care of my kids in the midst of that. And it's going on 6 years since I even seen my kids' granny. So again, if I had help beforehand, for the last 6, about to be going on 7 years, I ain't had no fucking help. A break is well needed and deserved for me. And I don't feel bad about it. And learn your kids. Let your kids learn you. Get to know each other. They know me. And they should know that right now I'm a little bit tired. Go to your daddy house. That's why I'm not overworking myself. I've been overworking myself for the longest. You got to think, my mama was sick as fuck. Do y'all remember me making a video the other day saying my mama was on dialysis and stuff, so I knew how to draw blood and drip an IV and everything like that before I even went to a CNA class or a medical assistant class? Mind you, my mama died when I was 14. So how in the fuck long y'all think I've been doing this shit? Then when my mama died, I jumped instantly into taking care of my grandma, who became a dialysis patient as well as a stage 4 cancer patient. I've been taking care of everybody except my motherfucking self. Oh no, it's my turn now. I'm about to be 35 this July. I'm walking into my prime years. It's 5 years before 40 for me. And I always said when I turn 40, that's my prime time. 40 is the new 20 for me. I'm going to go and live my life. And granted, I have a 5-year-old son. He'll be 6 in July. If it need be, he can travel with me. And I ain't saying that I don't want to take the other kids to travel. But let me get my shit the way that I want to get my shit first. And then I can take y'all to do the extra shit that y'all want to do. Like, my goal is to be having family vacations and shit like that. But I can't do that if nobody want to help do shit. Not even the kids. You ask teenagers and shit to clean up. They act like slavery days have returned. I don't get it. And people be acting like it be just me or something. Oh, because my kids don't talk back to me like that. Everybody who I be running into who be swearing up and down they got the best kids, in the midst of it all, I be seeing shit happen with their kids. And guess what? I don't be judging them. You know why? Because that's what the fuck kids do. They act up in school. The schools call. The teachers call. Much love. The teachers call. They get suspended. They get into fights. All that type of shit. That's normal shit that kids do. They turn into teenagers just like our parents used to say, oh, you think you're getting big now, so you smelling yourself. Blase split. That's the same shit that I be talking about. And if you ain't going through that with your kids, it's because you ain't a parent. Because that's just life. Didn't you have to go through the same shit? So, you know, I be thinking about all of that type of shit. But people be joking. My kids is never going to have to get it out the mud. I'm glad my kids experienced a lot of shit that I went through. I'm glad that they see me have to get shit out the mud. Because I done been around people who don't know what it's like to get shit out the mud. And they be book smart and everything and be dumb as fuck. But then you ever met a person who just like really came from the streets or the trenches or something, and I ain't saying it in a bad way, but they just move different because it's like they had to, they know how. That's what I be saying about shit like that. Like, I don't mind my kids having to experience me go through certain shit. Even when it comes to love, you seen how people fucked over your mama and shit like that. Granted, I want them to see what real love is. I'm glad that they seen how their daddy treated me and shit. This is how you don't want a nigga to treat you. This is not how you want to be in your kids' lives. You know, they had the examples. So even if Al becomes, you know, more active in their life and is a great father, well, then you seen him be a fucked up daddy and then transform into a good one. That's life. You get what the fuck I'm saying? So when people be walking around trying to act like they perfect, I can't even vibe with you. Even the Bible says that it's not a perfect soul. Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, you know, you can start off being a fucked up parent. But then you realize shit, it's like I just had an epiphany. I need to go to Tiffany. It's like you get an epiphany. Like, damn, I should be doing better. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. And it's never too late. So, you know, I always knew who my dad was. My mama always told me his name and everything like that. However, I didn't meet him, like go and drive and really try to get to know my daddy, talk to my daddy and stuff till I was 26 years old. And I had to reach out to my daddy. He didn't find me and reach out to me and shit like that. I was going through my grandparents and shit like that to find my daddy and go down there and see him and meet my siblings. I was 26 years old. I wasn't holding no grudges with my daddy or nothing like that because it's always time to improve. So that's what I be saying. I don't hate my baby daddy or nothing. I just be talking about shit and people be getting mad about the shit that I be talking about. But it be facts. And again, I'm unapologetic about it because this the shit that I lived through, that I experienced. And when ain't nobody here for me, I gotta do this shit. So I can talk about it if I want to. You know? So yeah, I don't be feeling bad about the shit. Let me get a break. Let me do me. Let me worry about my son who don't got a daddy in his life. You know? Shit, maybe one day his daddy might want to come around and be in his life. I ain't gonna stop him. I never did. Even the guy who I thought was my baby daddy at first, when me and him stopped talking, he was looking out for my baby for like a year and a half. But we stopped talking because he couldn't get his baby mama, the rock wilder that lived with him at the time, under control. And I was asking him for a DNA test, like, hey, can we take this DNA test? Hey, can we take this DNA test? And I kept asking him for one because I didn't want to deal with all the shit that he was dealing with. So when it came back negative that he was my baby daddy, I was a little bit excited. But I wasn't a bitch about it. I'm like, if you still want to be in my baby life, you can. Because my baby fucked with him. I fucked with him. He fucked with me. He fucked with my baby. But the shit, I couldn't deal with all the extra shit. And because it's not a necessity, I'm not going to. And therefore, it's not a necessity, so he don't have to do for my baby. But sometimes he used to still look out. Buy my baby shoes, all types of shit. Real nigga shit. I just don't fuck with him for other reasons. And that's what the fuck I be saying. And he was a little bit bitter about that. Because that's like, nah, my baby could be getting haircuts and shit for free. Like, why would you not be cutting my baby hair? But we don't fuck around like that. You get what I'm saying? But I don't be holding grudges. I just be speaking facts. And sometimes people consider that me holding grudges or being bitter or something. But it's really not. It's just the fucking truth. So, I wanted to get that off my chest too. Like, don't ever knock my parenting. Please don't. I've been doing this shit for 17 and a half motherfucking years. Half of these people that be criticizing, they just became parents at 35 and shit. Like, baby, you got a long way to motherfucking go. Your baby is a toddler. You ain't even experienced parenting for real yet. You got to experience them going to school and interacting with other kids. Sometimes it ain't your kid that's the problem. It's other kids causing your kids problems. Or other things that they may deal with. You could be having a healthy baby right now at 9 years old. They get sick. They have cancer. You never know how your life is going to change, especially as a parent. So therefore, you have to be very careful how you judge other people. You can be the best parent in the world. That don't mean your baby ain't going to get hit by a bus one day while they at school. Does that mean that you wasn't a good parent? Thanks, Aunt. But that don't mean that you were not a good parent. That's like me giving the example of why did I get married? And Janet Jackson and her husband being very successful. Great parents and everything. However, Janet Jackson had a car accident. She didn't snap her son in the car seat good enough. And he died. Does that mean she a bad parent? No. That means she was a busy parent. She was rushing, trying to do this, trying to do that. She forgot to secure her son's seatbelt and she accidentally had an accident and her son died. She felt like she was the worst person in the world. But that's a simple mistake that so many people make. It just wasn't our turn, or that wasn't what God put in our path. So you can never sit around criticizing nobody else. Some people, they be crack babies. Their mamas was legit on crack. She could be fucked up. Some people had to get adopted and all types of shit. But that don't mean that this same woman not gonna better her life. Go through rehab, find a job, clean herself up, and then want to be a part of her kid's life and shit. And that's one thing, speaking of my baby daddy, like about his real biological mama. After a while, granted she had a few kids and they all got separated and stuff. By the time she died though, all her kids was coming together to go to her funeral and shit, because she had started cleaning herself up and trying to get her kids together, all 10 of them, so that they can know each other and shit. And me being an adult now, I sit back and I have a different respect for her, which I never disrespected her when she was here and alive anyway. I liked Diane. But I have a different respect for her as a mother now that I've been a mother and I see what life can do to you. Sometimes life just be fucking lifing. That's why people be on drugs and shit. So you gotta understand certain shit. But that don't mean that people cannot change. That's why when I did go to church, I like going to churches where the pastor said, oh, I used to be a dope dealer back in the day. Because them be the realest motherfucking pastors. The ones who was out here in the field. They know what it's like to have to kill, steal, and destroy. They've been in hell before. They've been the devil before. And that's why they're godly. And that's what I say about myself. I've been to hell before. No, not meaning that I did fucked up shit. But I've experienced so much foul shit. That's why I am the way that I am today. Because I already been to hell and back. So what the fuck I'm going to make my life hard for? I already been in hell. That's what I'm saying. You live and you learn. You don't let certain shit bother you no more. You move differently. You don't want to be low vibrational no more. You want to raise your elevation and shit. Sometimes you require a break. You require isolation to get yourself together. Just again, like somebody who's on drugs or they need to go to rehab, a mother that's overworked or a father that is overworked, they need a break. They need time to recuperate. Bring themselves together and then they can be well nourished, vitalized, and they can do the shit that they need to do for the kids. But if you constantly beating them down, then life just gonna start motherfucking lifing. So everybody gotta realize this shit. Instead of always just pointing fingers and wanting to talk about something, what you really talk about for real? What you doing about it for real? What's the solutions that you come up with? And that's what I be saying. So my solutions are saying, my baby daddy don't do shit. Well, here, take your kids. It's not me asking you for money. I don't have to ask you for child support. You could just experience being a parent. And then you're cutting me slack. You don't got to pay me child support because you got your kids. You don't have to worry about me calling you and asking you for anything, which he don't anyway. But I'm just saying you will have your kids. You don't have to worry about me telling you what the school said or why this is going on or why that's going on because you will be experiencing it firsthand. And then you'll have a better understanding of what I be saying about the kids. But from the outside looking in, it's their story, my story, and you just trying to put together something when you should be involved as the parent. But it's okay if you wasn't in the beginning. It's your time now. You got the opportunity. It's all I be saying. But people be bashing me so much. I never get that. But I love y'all. And I come here to vent. I call this my digital diary. Again, I never try to tell people what to do. I never try to force my beliefs on people or anything like that. I just get on here and tell my story. And sometimes my story relates to people and what they going through too. And sometimes, at one point in time in life, I was just so hard on myself. Like I let so much people put so much pressure on me. Never taking time for myself. Never thinking about this. Even from a kid. Being 11 and 12, my mama's sick. I got to hurry up and go home. I wasn't going to parties after school. My mama was sick. After school, I want to go home. I want to take care of my mama. I want to make sure she's straight. So now, I want to go do shit. I've been working since been working. Like, I've been damn near working since 11. Not an actual job, but my life has been a job. Like, again, my mama used to be going to dialysis. She'd be weak as fuck. I cooked the whole dinner for the whole family. My mama, myself, my brother. That's why I be doing this shit now. That's why I know how to do shit like this. Because I've been doing it since 11, 12, 13. Before I even became a teenager. You get what I'm saying? So I'm tired. I want to relax and I deserve to. And what the fuck is the problem with that? The problem is that people don't know how to take time for themselves. They will literally overwork themselves trying to please everybody else. When if you sit down and think about this shit, you so simple to please yourself. When you stop thinking about everybody else. Stop letting everybody else's opinions affect you. Or when you just learn how to communicate things. Because sometimes you will be thinking some things, but if you had talked about it, just one little simple conversation can fix a lot of things. You know how we got to update our phones and shit? And one update is just to fix one simple bug. And your phone work a lot better after you did the update. That's how a conversation is. One conversation where you can come to an understanding will fix a lot of things. That's why I say communication is key. Yes. For people who work. Like, granted, right now, I don't have a job. But It was times where all I did was work and take care of kids. It will drain you. So if all you do is work, you don't have no time for yourself. It's very important to sit with yourself sometimes. Or if all you do is work, when you gonna spend the money that you worked for? That's like people say, I know I wasn't born to just work and die. You wasn't. You was really born to enjoy this shit. Like, God put us on this planet Earth to enjoy this motherfucker. This like the Garden of Eden. We were supposed to be living in this bitch. But the way that society has changed so much shit, you don't even got time to live. You only got time to work. Because you got to work to live. But since you're working and working and working, you ain't living. I understand that, and I do. That's what I used to be telling Tobias. But you got to do it. You got to take the time for yourself. You have to. It's a must. But I'm about to get off of here. Wash my hands up and stuff. Because I done been wiping my nose. And then I'm going to prep these vegetables. I may get back on later to show how I make the dressing if I got the time. And I can find me like a good area. I really need to get me a ring light. But, yeah, I may get back on here later. I may want to talk about something different. I don't know. But I just had to get that off of my chest this morning. Because I was thinking about it since yesterday. But y'all have a good day. Have a good day, Aunt. I love y'all. Love you. Be safe out here in these Detroit streets. You know, it's Easter is tomorrow. 420 is tomorrow. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be live in the city tomorrow. You know, we're gonna see the people from their best dressed pep suits to God knows what. So enjoy, everybody. Enjoy. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.